Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that.
What's up, Titans Nation? Welcome in to the 615 presented by SeatGeek. And let's give a quick shout out to our co-host, Tyler King. What up, TK?
What's up, brother? Welcome, Titans Nation. Once again, we're this is probably going to be after this week. Yeah, we're gonna get through it, but we're gonna dive into a lot of stuff. So Lee, I guess go ahead and get it started because it's gonna be kind of a somber podcast from what we saw on Sunday.
And we could label this game as the Malik Willis revenge game.
By the way, I want to go ahead and apologize to everybody last week on some of our comments. I did not think Malik Willis could come in here against our number one defense in the league after the first 2 weeks and do what he did. The game had not even started for like 5 minutes, and literally I get a text from Lee, and it's like, why does Malik look like Steve McNair? Or you're like, why does Malik look like a superstar out here? And I was shocked. We got some issues, so let's dive into them.
So, Titans, Packers, the stats of the game. Passing. And we've talked about this. If you take away, and I said this, I think, last night, the 2 interceptions, in my mind, are canceled out by the 2 touchdowns.
Well, that first interception, though, we do need to talk about, Lee, because that was unacceptable. I mean,
that pick six
was dead to rights before the ball was snapped. Because, go ahead.
It's basically the same play I drew up last week.
That's actually, and for anybody that watched last week, that is one thing. You know, we were on a call with some other people today. Me and Lee were, and we were talking about that. And I was like, the funny thing is it's actually like literally the play that we like drew up. Except he didn't do anything that we said what they could have looked for. Like the ball was snapped, and Will Levis the entire time stared his receiver down.
At DeAndre.
And in the NFL, if you're not looking people
That's
off,
dangerous.
if you're not pumping like he did last year, which I'm not seeing a lot of that this year, which I'm not too sure about. But yeah, it was that play was dead to rights. I mean,
speaking of that play, let's go ahead and go to the breakdown of that.
Yeah.
This early.
Okay, Titans fans, the play we're fixing to look at is that hideous pick six by Will Levis against the Green Bay Packers. So we're going to start off blocking assignment. Right there. Double team by your center and right guard. Man. And then another one. So you're running man on that right side. Double team and then man. So the route combo for this, it was way too simple when you're staring down a receiver. So what you got was that you're getting hitches across the board. By everybody And when you're staring down a receiver, the second he sits it down, this corner is out here. He then comes back, jumps that, and is off to the races. Nobody catches him. Touchdown, Packers. They go up 17-7.
So Lee, I'll start this off. Like after seeing that, we've talked about this, but last week during your breakdown, your whiteboard breakdown, we both decided like, hey, like we need to simplify things for Will Levis, right? But that play that you just drew up, that was probably, I would say, like, since you've been doing those breakdowns, that was probably the easiest one for you to draw up. And the reason is, why is everybody running this damn near the same route? You know?
I was sitting there today. I'm like, whose idiotic idea was it to run all hitches?
That's like a play. Like I told you earlier when we were on the phone, I was like, that's like a play that you run when it's like your guys in the backyard on two-hand touch football, and you're like, everybody run a curl, everybody run a hit. Like it was so, I did not understand it. Like I said, once again,
if you go back and look at that, you had Boyd open, you had Ridley open, you had Spears open, you had Wiley open, you had 4 guys open.
Except for
and
Hop.
Why are you staring down one receiver?
But we also don't need to ignore that was a stupid play call. Like, why are we all having the receivers run the same route? You know?
And people that are getting called out this week, Colt Anderson's not one of them.
No.
Special teams finally had a punt not blocked.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna get.
You have to think about. You're gonna have to think about calling out the offensive line.
Hey, Lee.
Especially,
can I go on a soapbox with this? Just how you did on special teams last week. Let me have the floor for a second on this O line.
Going full screen on TK.
I understand that. The first 2 games, like people weren't talking much about the O-line. 8 sacks yesterday. It was reminiscent to the Cleveland game a year ago when Tannehill got murdered, by Myles Garrett a lot of times. And I told Lee this. I hope that father and son last night had a dinner together and they sat there and they were like, and the coach looked at his dad and was like, what is going on? We got to fix it. This has to be fixed. We can't keep like that. That was bad. I mean, MPF, I don't know what's going on with him. I actually was an MPF fan back in the day, but now, like, it's almost like they want Levis to get hit. So you can take me off my soapbox, but it has to get fixed. It has to get fixed. Absolutely 100%.
And shall we go to Cali?
Yes.
Or Coach Callahan talking about the decision to pull NPF.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll let those guys play it out. I think that really at the core of the game yesterday, Nick played well enough, but his 3 real bad plays were real bad plays, and that's sort of what the issue is it's the consistency.
We are having technical difficulties getting that to play. But what Callahan said was NPF was playing okay. Not great, okay. But it came down to protecting Will. You have 3 really bad plays, and that's including the strip sack.
Yeah.
And that's what went into the decision to pull NPF. But Jalen Duncan wasn't any better.
No, he wasn't. But and you know that the Callahan that interview, you know, he said something I think a lot of Titans fans like maybe have dissected a little bit, because he pulled NPF right away, right? After that, he said,
Yeah,
he had a pretty decent game except for his like 3 mistakes, which is huge in football. But I think some Titans fans are looking at that and going, well, like, yeah, Will Levis had a pretty good game, but he had these huge mistakes, you know. I don't, and that fumble was on NPF. I don't put the fumble on Will Levis. The pick six, absolutely. But I think people are starting to raise the question, do we throw in Mason, which I want me and you to get into that later, because me and you have the same view on that. Yeah, but towards the end, we will get into that.
But there's these clips, some of these clips are from today. The other one from Callahan. Let's just hear from the coach himself about what the idea is going into this week.
That's why it's hard to play quarterback in the NFL. That's why it takes guys time to see those things. So yeah, to me, it's just it's an experience thing. Knowing, feeling, and experiencing the system too. On top of it, of knowing answers and where your throw might be versus that particular coverage. It's all about banking reps and experience and what you're being asked to do. And I think that's part of it. That's where we've had some struggles at times too. Is just the newness and not having all the reps involved in it. And it happens 2-3 seconds, milliseconds quicker when you got reps banked and you've done it a bunch. And that's where experience becomes a factor in playing position and playing in the offense.
And that was dealing with quarterback, I almost said Ryan Tannehill, Will Levis.
Yeah.
And I've said this and I'll say it again. Don't be too quick to kick the tires on Will Levis.
Lee, me and you have talked about this, and one of the big reasons for that is, and we talked about it last week, but what you're going to do if you do pull him now, Will Levis is done forever. His career, like, because of a confidence thing. But I will say, me and Lee are not blind to the issues that Will Levis has. I think some people that probably watch our podcast are probably like, oh, they are like unrealistic and they're, it's not that. It's just me and Lee both agree that like, this is also, if you think we can make the playoffs, if you're going to pull Will Levis and put in Mason, do you think we're going to make the playoffs? And I'm asking that to the audience because, like, and the answer that I've talked to almost everybody is no. So why pull him? Let him develop. People forget Peyton Manning's first season.
Yeah.
Literally awful.
He threw
and like
28 interceptions.
And like Lee said last week, and I think people forget, like, I mean,
Will just started his 12th game of his career.
Will is a rookie this year, and basically, and a lot of people are like, well, no, he's not. He should know better by now because of all the talent he has. But I think the talent he has around him is also a detriment to him, because I think it stresses him out, which,
And the analogy that was used in the conversation today was the NBA.
Yes.
When you have it loaded with so much talent and you get first rounded, people asking why. Oh, because we have that much talent that we don't know what to do with it.
And you're right. Like I said, I don't know how, we talked last week about simplifying things for Will Levis, but I didn't mean everybody would go
that
run.
That play was too simple.
I mean, that's the shortest breakdown we'll probably have all year that you do, because I mean, I didn't mean everybody go run a backyard hitch play.
Football type.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But Will still has a lot of support in that
Yeah.
locker room. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
should we go ahead and hear from D Hop
Yeah,
and
let's-
Tyler Boyd?
Yeah, let's go back to back with that.
First one we're going to hear from is DeAndre Hopkins. Number 2 is Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
That's not a DeAndre Hopkins question, but I think Will is obviously our quarterback right now, and I love Will. So I wouldn't want anybody else out there on the field. The way he prepares, the way he goes about his day. I love the kid, and I think he's gonna learn from his mistakes. But it's not just Will.
Yeah, we try to make every play that comes our way, just to help him, regardless of how the pass looks and things like that, because, he's under a lot of stress and things like that. We know he's been through a lot with the social media, and he's been getting a lot of, static from them guys, and he's trying to block that out at the same time, play good, but at the end of the day, I mean, we just got to have his back, just like he got our back. If he make a mistake, we got to ride with that. We still a team, but the only thing we can do is go out there and help make a play to make him forget about that bad play that he made, and vice versa. This is how football is. Football is just it's a crazy game, man. Like, if you don't got 11 guys out there dominating at once and out executing their job more than the other guy across from them, then, I mean, you're going to fall short every time, and like I said, man, we should have Green Bay was a great team, but we just didn't tie it in.
Lee, what's your take on both of those?
Well, I'm going to say it like this. I'm glad to see that he has support around him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to have 2 quality veteran wide receivers to say that says a lot about Will's character.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I agree. And it's like you said, I'm not ready to like hang it up just yet with him.
Hang him out to dry.
Yeah, but what's crazy is I feel like the consensus is
Good.
all of these games are strictly on Will Levis. I think, and I'll say this, and I'm not the only one to say it. I think Will Levis had his best game Sunday, actually, outside of the mistakes, but also how good of a game can a quarterback have when he's hit and sacked 8 times? I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's Tom Brady. Like, 8 times?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? Like, I mean,
Go back and look at the Cincy game. Joe Burrow was sacked 9.
exactly.
And they still found a way to win.
Yeah, I was in the booth for that game.
Just of course, a little scoreboard update from Monday Night Football. Bengals are tied with Washington 7-7, 13-41 left in the second quarter. And then you have Buffalo playing Jacksonville 27-3, 125 left in the first half.
Yeah.
Josh Allen looks pretty good.
Yeah, well, and I also think Jacksonville is that bad. I really do. I think Jacksonville is not good.
And I'm looking at this from like a fantasy football standpoint too.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anybody playing tonight, but the guy that I'm playing has Josh Allen and Dalton Kincaid.
Ooh. But you're already up a lot.
I'm up. Well, right now
saw.
it's 118.08 to 97.62.
You should be okay, but that's going to be tough. And Jaden Daniels, nope, incomplete. I'm watching the Bengals and Washington.
And I got a notification from Bleacher Report. DeMar Hamlin got his first career interception tonight.
Oh, really?
Well, that's kind of special to think about.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, with everything that guy's been through and everything, that's pretty cool.
But let's dive into the stats. Will Levis, 26 of 34, 260, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The running game struggled.
I was about to say, as you're showing all of these stats, Lee, I mean, the biggest thing that stands out in this entire thing outside
that
of the
running game.
turnovers is, I mean, I can't name the last time. I don't even care who, even before Henry, like that I've ever seen this as a Titans team. I don't care if we have a new regime and like everything. Like, I mean, let's see, 20. What was it? What was the total on yards rushing? Not enough is the answer.
We'll get to that here in a minute.
Yeah,
we'll get to that here in a minute.
It's not enough. And
11 carries. 11 carries is all we had.
Malik Willis had more rushing yards than our entire team yesterday.
DeAndre Hopkins was our leading wide receiver, 6 catches.
Which I will say, you know, as a positive, like, and to not make this all like doom and gloom, at least, yeah,
Hop
you know,
got
I mean, Hop got involved. We got him involved. You know, that's great and everything. Just we got to win. It's not resulting in wins, but it was good to see kind of.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Exactly. But the other thing, and I told you this too, the thing that I struggle with that big time is Ridley's been our guy, like big time, like for the first 2 games. And he had 1 catch for, I think, 9 yards. Was it 1 catch for 9 yards?
Let's go back to that. Oh, yeah, 1 for 9. Burks was 1 for 9.
Yeah, and well, can we get into, do you want to go ahead and say your piece on Burks, or should I? Because I will. This is where we're going to be realistic about this.
I think we're both on the same page with Burks.
Yeah.
We feel like his time's done.
The one pass that he dropped, I understand that Will Levis threw
it. It was high. It was thrown high.
No. It was low.
Oh.
But Burks has to catch that ball.
In the NFL, if a ball hits you in the hands at all, you've got to catch it.
I mean, even the commentators, you know, they were like, he's got to catch that no matter what, like regardless, like if you're a first round draft pick like he was, I mean, yes. So what I'm trying to say is, like, with Burks, here's where I'm at. I don't know if any team's going to want him because he doesn't have intangibles to like trade. Like you can't look back and be like, oh, well, he had this, this, you know, these receiving yards, these touchdowns. You can't do that. But I would either try to trade him for a bag of chips. For a bag of chips, for a late like a 7 or 6, and if not, like you said, honestly, I would rather pull up some other guy, see more of NWI, see our boy Mason come in.
That's a good question. Where has NWI been?
Yeah, I'm a little confused on that. I'm wondering if there's something injury wise that we're not being told, because that's not normal to not. I mean, I haven't even seen him. Has he even been on the field?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't even know. I just want to I don't even. I'm trying to think if he. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the fact that we even have to ask that question.
But did he have anything this week? I don't think he did. No,
I don't. He's not. I didn't see him out there.
Vanette had more yards than he did.
Yeah.
But to the Packers side of this, Christian Watson had 2 catches. 2.
One was a crucial one, too. It was a big play.
And it was on that first drive.
Hey, score update. Washington just scored on Eckler, 24-yard rush TD.
So it's 14-7.
14-7 Washington right now. Okay, so keep going. Sorry.
Christian Watson, that catch down to, I want to say, 5.
You know what I'm talking about. That one, we should have got a hold of. Yeah. It was bad because Snead slipped on that play.
And then Reed, Jaden Reed. God, that guy is a menace.
Yeah.
But 4 catches, 50 yards for Reed. And then, if we're talking about Malik Willis, had more rushing yards than our whole team.
If you would have ever told me that, Malik Willis came out there yesterday, and Lee, I mean, I think we talked. He looked like a
reincarnated version of Steve McNair,
or like a Lamar Jackson. And I don't understand why like, and I love Denard Wilson. Don't get me wrong, but did we not know what they were gonna do? I mean, there's only
We should.
there's
Malik
only
played here. Malik played
exactly.
here.
There's only so much you can do with Malik as far as what plays you're going to call for him. There's going to be a lot of play action. There's going to be a lot of read option. There's going to be designated runs for him. Outside of that, I was just shocked. I mean, I was absolutely shocked.
I cannot pull a Titans in fantasy this week. God. It's now literally a 14.8 spread right now.
Man,
now
I'll tell you, I was dead to rights, and now I'm going to probably win this week.
The
because I have
projected
James
total,
Cook.
the projected total for them is 121. God, I cannot pull a freaking Titans.
You can't go 0-3, bro.
Oh, Jacksonville is down 33-3.
Who was it? Hold on, let me see. I gotta look now. Hold on. In our league, and just 34. So everybody knows, your boy is 2-0 in this league and is like tied for first.
And I'm 0-2.
And he's
also going to go 0-3.
James Cook, 20 yards, a touchdown, 16.8 points for me. He's got Travis Etienne tonight. It's 1 versus 1. I'm up 100.18 to 95.9, and I'm at 82% chance on probability to win. And I cannot believe that because I had an awful week in fantasy, but somehow this is happening.
So let's go ahead and dive into team stats. Packers, Titans. Titans had 33 yards rushing. 33. Let that sink in.
I wish we had that stat. We probably should have looked at it before. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw that.
The Packers had 188.
Oh, wow.
Total yardage. 378 for Green Bay. And 237 for Tennessee.
And Lee, you said it today on a call that me and you had. It's like when you let almost 400 yards get dumped on you, I mean, that's
by number one defense.
That too, but that's a hard game to win, man.
Yeah. Especially if you're playing against a guy that's sort of like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And then the biggest stat for me is that sack total. You allow 8 sacks in a game. 8.
Wait, let's see. And you know what? And also, so as we're looking at these stats, I want everybody to understand something because me and Lee actually brought it up to me today. Look at the penalty yards.
10 for 75 for Green Bay. 2 for 15.
You can't blame it on the refs that we got bad. No, I mean, we only had 2 penalties. How do
you get beat by a team that had 10 penalties? How?
Yeah.
I am dumbfounded.
I don't get it. Time of possession, they had it more than I don't get it, man. I really don't.
But we have to give a quick, and Two-Tone Blue Studios is in here. Ernest Jones is the future for our defense.
That is true. And I was about to say, I don't know if you have the defense, but I mean, the dude is,
I don't.
But his tackles, I mean, he's leading every week. I mean, I agree with Brad there.
How do I not have this in here?
By the way, Brad had a great pod today. Big time. So shout out to Brad Steele.
But we have to give a huge shout out to SeatGeek.
Absolutely.
if you're looking to go to a Titans game anytime soon, either at home or on the road,
or anything, concerts, whatever.
concerts, baseball is
Yeah.
on the back end. Playoffs are coming up. You have hockey, you have golf, you have
Whatever.
everything you can think of.
Yep.
You can use our code in 615 podcast. Podcast is all caps, it's all one word. At checkout for $20 off any order of $50 or more. And this code is only good for a one-time use.
Absolutely. It is 615 PODCAST, all caps.
All caps. One word.
Yeah.
But, like, there was a stat that was brought up, and I don't know, I sent this to you.
Yes.
Levis had 76% completion with 269 passing yards. And shout out to Holden Shamlin on Twitter, at Shamlin18 on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. He posted this earlier today or last night or yesterday evening. Said Levis had 76% completion with 269 passing yards. He is still the guy. He just needs help. If you can't see that, if you can't see that you have either had a biased view from the start or you don't understand what you're watching.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Like, I love this statement because, you know, me and you talked like, so you got to think like Levis plays offense, right? And I understand we've had the number one defense, but at the end of the day,
the defense has stepped up. Offense needs to do the same.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. On Sunday, if we're gonna do the whole like what actually happened and not just bash Levis because we lost, Malik Willis came in, and we all saw Malik and smacked us in the face. Will Levis didn't have anything to do with Malik Willis on Sunday, and everybody needs to understand that. There was a lot of defensive miscues, and it wasn't because the defense was tired this time. It wasn't because of it. No. First drive, it was yeah.
It was hot. It was humid. They were in the one jersey I wish they would just retire because we don't have a winning record in it is the light blue jersey. We have yet to win that blue jersey.
Yeah.
And the white pants.
Yeah.
But I found this, and shout out to a Sort of Flame on X. I found this. I'm like, I gotta show this. The Titans quarterbacks, first 12 games. You have Levis, Mariota, Locker, and Tannehill. Tannehill leads the way with close to 3,000 yards in the first 12 games as a Titans quarterback. Levis is right there at the bottom, 2387.
Look at that sack number, Lee.
And Levis, 43 sacks in 12 games.
Yeah.
Mariota, 38. Locker, 12. The reason Locker's is so low is he was injured most of the time.
Exactly. Correct.
And Tannehill sacked 32 times. Look at the passer rating.
Yeah.
Levis is better than Locker.
Well, yeah. But I mean.
But the QBR is what's rough.
I mean, we're giving the ball away. I mean, like I said, everybody that's listening and to all our listeners, like we are not like big, bashers of the Titans, but at the same time, we are going to be realistic. And me and Lee talked, and it is to the point where like Levis has to do better. He does. Because this is actually really telling and really interesting now that I'm seeing this in front of my face. Because this is the first time seeing this, Lee. I haven't actually seen this before. which is awesome. And so game-winning drives, 1, Mariota 2, Tannehill 4.
Locker 1.
Fourth quarter
Tannehill
comebacks, Levis 1, Mariota. Okay. Yeah.
And that one game-winning drive and the fourth quarter comeback was against the team we're breaking down Thursday night.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be watching. Yeah, exactly.
But if you look at the completion percentage, touchdowns and all that, completion percentage, Levis is 61% completion in 12 games. I'll take that number over Locker number any day because Jake Locker, 55.3.
Yeah.
And this is out of quarterbacks we've drafted.
This is
Mariota.
A great stat. This is a great
Mariota had 19 touchdowns, basically 20 turnovers in his first 12 between fumbles and interceptions. Locker had 14 touchdowns and a total of 15 turnovers, 4 fumbles, 11 interceptions. Will Levis, 12 touchdowns and 19 turnovers in 12 games. 10 fumbles, 9 interceptions.
And you know what, man? And like you said, the Locker stuff is kind of like null and void just because of his injuries and stuff. But
yeah,
as you look at these numbers, I do want to just like throw this out there to anybody that I know this is a callback that was a Tannehill hater. If you look at his numbers, I mean,
they're solid.
Yeah, I was about to say like Tannehill's like it's not bad. So no, I'm not saying bring him back or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like I think people that went in really hard on him needed to see what you're showing right now, Lee.
If you look at the position or the skill players that were around him or around the quarterbacks, let's just look at the last 3 quarterbacks that the Titans have had: Levis, Tannehill, and Mariota that have started.
Okay.
Levis has D-Hop, Ridley, Boyd, Burks, NWI. He had Henry last season, Pollard, and Spears. On the offensive line, he's had Dillard and Latham, Skoronski. He had Brewer and Cushenberry. At right guard, he has Brunskill and Radens. And then at right tackle, he had NPF.
Good Lord. And then I'll go through Mariota next. Kendall Wright, Delaney Walker, Douglas, Hunter, Beckham, Sankey, McCluster,
and
Fasano, Lawan, Schwenke got. Like I said, I don't even want to get too much into the Locker thing because I just
Warmack and Bell for Mariota.
Go ahead. What was that?
Chance Warmack and Blake Bell.
Yeah.
For Mariota.
Yeah.
And then you get to Tannehill. Tannehill had studs. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Delaney Walker, Jonnu Smith, Adam Humphries, Derrick Henry, Dion Lewis, and Anthony Ferkser. And then up front, he had Lawan, Saffold, Jones, Ben Jones, Nate Davis, and Jack Conklin.
I'm going to tell you this, Lee, and also another question just to propose to anybody that's listening to and to like give us our 2 cents, is because I've heard some people say this. If you were to that Tannehill that you just showed, that from those stats, if you put that Tannehill
offensive line
and
skill,
just in general, if you just put that Tannehill with this receiving core, I think we'd be trouble. And people that were Ryan Tannehill haters, I hate to tell you, I fully believe that. I think this Tannehill that we're seeing with and you got it all. That's awesome. But yeah, I think I think and then we can't go back in time, but I'm just saying, we're just kind of having fun with it. But at the
If
same
and
time,
only if.
if only if that Tannehill was
But
with this team, it would
There
be.
was one bright spot. There was one bright spot on the offensive line. One.
Okay.
And it was J.C. Latham.
Yes.
Let's just go through these. One, Mason McCormick from Pittsburgh. 13 pass snaps. Or pass blocking snaps. 0 pressures. Titans rookie left tackle J.C. Latham. His percentage of pressures was 2.3%. 44 pass blocking snaps. And 1 pressure. This is all from week 3. I'm gonna skip down. Cooper Beebe in Dallas, number 5. 55 pass blocking snaps, 2 pressures. Tyler Guyton in Dallas, 55 snaps, 3 pressures. Like, these are only the rookies, the rookie offensive linemen.
Yeah.
That is a shocking stat about J.C. Latham.
Yeah, and it's great, but see the problem with it, like, yes, everybody, and I think
If
that's
you could
awesome. That's a good pick on Rand's part, but the problem with Sunday was everybody else was, in the words of Lee Hillis, booty cheeks. In the words of Lee Hillis, everyone else that was booty cheeks. So, we have to,
NPF.
I hate that whole thing about NPF, man, because I'll be honest with you, I've been an actual pretty big supporter of his, through the years and stuff, but I don't know what's going on with him, but it almost looked like that sack fumble. It almost looked like he just was like, here you go. There's my quarterback. Go get him. Here you go. He laid him. It was
good Lord.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
I know it's
34. His passing yards.
No.
Let me just go pull up fantasy. But while I do that, let's go ahead and go into good, bad, ugly.
Presented by SeatGeek.
So I have it up. Josh Allen, 247 passing yards.
Good Lord.
And 4 touchdowns and a half.
That's crazy, dude.
Dalton Kincaid, 3 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. But for both of us, the good was that first series, and that was it.
That
first series was executed perfectly.
Yeah, I mean,
and then the wheels fell off.
Yeah, I mean, Lee texted me today, and he said, "I need your good, bad, and ugly," because me and Lee talk all the time, every day for hours, constantly. We always, in preparation for this podcast. And when he was asking me this, I didn't even respond to him. And I called him when we got on here later. And I was like, dude, honestly, I couldn't, because and that's the only thing I could say was the first series, because unfortunately, as we do this every week, good, bad, and ugly, a lot of stuff was ugly and a lot of stuff was bad. So Lee, go ahead. Yep. There you go.
The bad, Levis's decision-making and accuracy
again
was bad.
Third week in a row we've said that. It's now that one's a new one though that you have on there.
And then the second thing is the defense. We were the number 1 defense, and we allowed nearly 400 yards of total offense.
Yeah. I mean, with the bad,
you can't win like that.
Yeah. And with the bad right here, I'm sitting here looking at it and I'm going, if you would have told me, let's see, we did our last pod was Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday night when we did this and we were going through everything, if you would have said that our good, bad, and ugly and our bad would have had the word defense on it, I would have called you absolutely crazy. I also would have called you crazy if you said Malik was going to come in here and
hang 30.
Hey, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the defense on the bad, that hurt me and Lee to put on there because I really had a lot more faith in it. And also, I guess with that, Lee, do you want to go ahead and bring up what we found and
be
this
ugly.
is also with the lack of defensive turnovers is still even though go ahead, Lee.
We don't have a turnover yet defensively,
which is crazy because we've got a good defense still. Like I know we
and of
S
course
the bed this week, but I mean
we got some bad news.
This is what I was gonna
Awuzie, we got the announcement from Brian Callahan this afternoon at his presser, and it looks like Awuzie is heading to IR for at least 4 weeks due to that groin injury, which that's kind of a slap in the face.
Hey, timeout. Jaden Daniels just ran it in, and now the Washington Commanders are up on the Bengals 21-10.
Good night.
Yeah.
What a night for Mr. Daniels.
Right. Yeah. 2:04 left in the second quarter, 21-10 Commanders. Jaden Daniels just ran one in, and he has a touchdown pass.
But as we get out of here, we have to tease something.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go. We have to go with the same thing from last week.
Pressure up the middle.
And
so
1 week from tonight,
yes,
is Titans, Dolphins.
Oh, that's
Monday
awesome.
Night Football. Pre-game starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and we're just going to continue straight on into the watch party. Game kicks off at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on ESPN. And
absolutely.
There are some matchups, and we'll get into this Thursday night. One matchup that I'm watching is Snead on Tyreek Hill.
It's going to be interesting, and hopefully Snead does not slip this time.
And if you look at last year, we were down. And we scored 14 points in 3 minutes.
And obviously Tua is not playing.
And it's going to be either Skylar Thompson or Tim Boyle. Maybe it's Tyler Huntley. Who knows?
I think it's going to be Huntley. I really do. I think we're going to see Huntley and
the Pro Bowler.
I guess, yeah, that's like the handicapped Pro Bowler, but yeah, it's like, yeah.
But let's hear from Mike Keith one more time.
Absolutely.
Kick on the way. Good.
You can never get enough of Mike Keith. But
No.
Thursday, of course, come back here Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, right here, and get ready for Titans, Dolphins, where we preview the matchup.
Absolutely. Come join us. Me and Lee will be there all night through the game, pregame and everything. I mean, we will be live for hours. We're not going to do half the game. We're doing the entire game. So y'all come hang out with us.
And we'll even have a post-game show.
Absolutely. And that as well.
Pre-game, watch party, post-game, everything.
It's going to be.
Hang out.
Yeah. Come on. Come hang out with us.
It'll be about 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's going to be a blast. A lot of different sound bites, a bunch of different clips.
And also, everybody make sure, y'all go check out SeatGeek. Use our promo code. Everything that we do now is going to be presented by them. So go and give them. Yeah, there you go, Lee. Yeah, right there. 615 podcast. That is 615 PODCAST, all caps. It's good for one-time use. $20 off of any order of $50 or more. So y'all go check that out.
Well, TK. It's been real, even though
It's time.
this was not the easiest show to do.
We discussed it for the past day and a half. So yes, absolutely. Yeah. But we got through
Right.
it. It's going to be okay.
As we like to say, stay classy and tighten up.
Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tightened up.